Welcome to Stories Untold. I am Pulemo Lebati, back again this week with yet another inspiring edition of the show. A perfect sunny day in Johannesburg. Also a perfect time to get to know the Meshach Tabudi Foundation. They are based right here in Davidton, where we are spending the next half an hour getting to know what the foundation does through one of the founding members, Seipati. Now, they are very good in doing skills transfer with the community in Davidton. But what exactly do they do, and how do these community members benefit? Let's get started.
Davidton is a township in the Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Municipality of Gauteng in South Africa. It has a population of over 130,000 people. It faces challenges of crime, poverty, and high unemployment. Born and raised in the heart of Davidton, Seipati Tabudi is spearheading the fight against unemployment, drug abuse, and the lack of skills amongst young people in her community. Entrenched to make a change, Seipati runs the Meshach Tabudi Foundation, which was established by her late father to give opportunities to the young people and those who are seeking a better life.
My name is Seipati Tabudi from the Meshach Tabudi Foundation and Puisano Youth Development Center. I am the director in both organizations, and the work that we do is we focus on youth development. We take a holistic approach. By that I mean we focus on skills development and training. We focus on psychosocial issues as well. So we're based in Davidton. Our development center is in Davidton. We have another one in Duduza and another one in Jameson Park.
The Tabudi family saw an opportunity to use their old butchery outlet to turn it into a development center. This was made possible by Seipati's parents.
The Meshach Tabudi Foundation was formerly known as Shabak School Ministry. This was an organization that was registered by my parents around 2010, and their focus was more on psychosocial, and they worked closely with the schools, coming up with programs to deal with social ills that we see in our institutions of learning, be it issues of bullying, teenage pregnancy, school dropout, you name it, right? So that was the main focus of the Meshach Tabudi Foundation. It has now grown, and the reason for that is because in dealing with the family issues and the social ills and social issues in general, we realized that there's certain interventions they had to put in place to really give a holistic approach to developing a young person. And this is when Puisano was born. So Puisano is more focused on the skills development and training. All our courses are accredited with the different CETAs in different sectors. We're now moving to QCTO as well for accreditation. So all the young people who get enrolled in our courses, when they graduate, they receive a certificate that is credit bearing, meaning that they can use that certificate to further their education or even find employment. We focus on young people who have dropped out of school, those who don't necessarily have the qualification to get into your tertiary level. So we try and close that gap.
The foundation houses more than 100 students a year doing different programs. One of the beneficiaries who gained experience and is now a facilitator at the center is Boitumelo Mohlokwane.
I was also a student here. The program had a really huge impact on my life because I did not know anything about computer. And then as a facilitator, now that I'm on the other side, it's a big deal for me because I get to change people's lives by equipping them with a basic skill, which is computer, and I'm very passionate about it. Okay, so being a facilitator for me is like having a superpower because I get to change lives every year with different groups. So having people walk in here without any computer skills and them walking out with so much is really, that's like an A+ for me, so I'm really happy.
The focus of the foundation is to prioritize women and young people plagued by unemployment, acting as a bridge to job opportunities through skills and funding mechanisms. Seipati collaborated with Nkosi, who is a brand ambassador for Truth About Money. Together, they hope to empower the youth with financial knowledge.
I am so pleased that when I met him, we found a common ground, that we agreed on actually pursuing what I think is his father's legacy. First and foremost, Seipati Tabudi, who worked tirelessly for the community, with the young people. And we clicked because Seipati believes in legacy and carrying legacies, which is something very rare in the black community. And you know, it's so heartwarming to see a young lady, carrying a legacy, because now it breaks that stereotype, you know, that a girl child cannot carry a legacy. And Seipati did that, and I think she did it very well. Or rather, she's doing it very well even today. We see young people learning, farming, computers, you know, she's doing a lot. And one of the programs that touched me is that when she dealt with our young people who are into drugs.
Our organization also have a what we call a family help desk. This is where we assist families in need, especially families that have kids who are addicted to drugs. So we facilitate the application to rehab on the behalf of the families. If there's any funding that is required, we raise the funds to make sure that, you know, we get these kids rehabilitated so that they can be reintegrated into the community.
One of the challenges faced by young people in South Africa is drug abuse. The Tabudi Foundation seeks to curb the scourge of drug abuse by offering opportunities to rehabilitate those who are in need, like Tabang, who was homeless and addicted to substances. He got helped by the foundation.
This program helped me. It happened with Seipati because the cost was 95,000 admitting me in that place for me to get a relief. This woman did everything for me. At times when I was calling for Intozokeza, always Seipati, and she will never disappoint. She was dedicating everything for me, and she even told me, stay my baby until into your relief. We're doing it for you, my baby. This woman taught me a lot. I had therapy that side. I had nurses in that side. They helped me during my down lows because my knees were shaking. I couldn't stand. But because of Seipati, he did it different to me.
Thank you. He stayed and finished his, program and came out. Yes, he had his challenges, but he made a promise that he would not go back, and he's kept it so far. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for a lot that we've taken. We've had those that have relapsed a number of times, but the trick here is not to give up on them. We've had to give them second, third, fourth chances with the hope, that they will transform their lives.
Welcome back to Stories Untold. Today we are in Davidson, and right now we are at one of the workshops of the Meshach Tabudi Foundation. As you can see behind me, these are some of the electrical simulations where the learners come here to pick up a skill or two on how to become an electrician. Now we get to hear from them the process and how this can transform their lives.
The Meshach Tabudi Foundation fosters learning in theory and practice of personal and professional development. They offer a range of courses such as computer skills, furniture making, and electrical courses. All these are at no cost to the students.
So So all our services are free of charge to youth between the ages of 18 to 35. So our organization goes out and sources funding so that we can be able to offer these services to those who are less privileged. We are open Monday to Friday. Young people can visit our organization and be able to surf the internet at no cost, search for jobs. They can visit our organization to make copies or print their CVs, to use the telephone if they need to. Obviously, within reasonable, we're not saying abuse, but so the courses as well, free of charge. We don't charge anything. For example, with our furniture making, we also supply the learners with their PPEs. All that they will need for the course is on us.
With limited resources and space, the center assists learners to choose the appropriate courses for them to develop their skills.
So every student that comes and registers for any of our courses, there's a pre-assessment that they need to write, just so that we know that we're putting them in the right program. And we had to do this because in the past we would have students that would come in and then later discover that this is not for me, and they would drop out. So the pre-assessment is to help the student discover at the time whether this is something they really want to do. And it's really helped with the dropout rate that we had, right? And then when it comes to the rehabilitation, at first we used to go out there and get these kids to come in. But that wasn't working at all, because you realize that you would rather have someone that says, I need the help, and come and get the help from us.
The program and the progress that we are working together on Seipati, it is the Truth About Money, the program that is sponsored by One Life, as I said. Remember that she's more into entrepreneurial development of young people and the total, well-being of a young person in the township. So we have trained over thousands. I mean, when I first met Seipati, there were a whole lot of other organizations. But Puisano in particular gave us a lot of learners who took the program, and they took it, to heart.
Seipati strongly believes in women empowerment. Thus, her center has a majority of women holding high positions.
Okay, I started from 22 April 2024. I heard from my college because we submit CVs. I did my 1 year, 6 months from the college, and then we submit CVs, and then they are the ones who look for a host employment. Yes, we're funded by CETA. Yes, so they're the ones who placed us here. Place is very good. It's friendly. You get there are a lot of programs which are helping, including rehab and for electrical, and then carpentry. So it helps a lot. Even computers skills they have here. Yeah, working with our Seipati is very nice. She's humble. She's caring about the community, and then I really admire her because as a young woman who is doing what she's doing for the community is really, really nice. Yeah, so I really wish to be like her one day, or maybe open my own NPO once I finish doing my work integrated skills here.
So I started at the center, it was 2022. In May, I started working here, and I was really, really happy to be part of the center. Looking at where I started and where I am now, I really love being here. We help a lot in the community. Like, we really, really give our best to the community, and I feel like it's fulfilling. Working here is very fulfilling. Just the other day, we had a soup kitchen, and seeing people so thankful for the soup and things like that touch us. We're just here for that. Kids who graduate who come back and say, oh, Sis Bongile, you did 1, 2, 3 for me. just having those type of feedbacks in our community, that is very, very touching, honestly.
The importance of the work that Seipati does is necessary for South Africa. And taking into consideration that is an NPO, and you would have expected that you would go a profit way. And she did not go that way. She did not take that route. And you know, the youth is neglected. The youth is neglected, and I think Seipati took it upon herself that she makes sure that she prepares the next generation to ensure that the next generation becomes exactly what South Africa envisaged or envisaged. I cannot discount the passion that she shows towards developing a young black child, you know. And I am sure that the families and the parents back at home, if they could get this opportunity that I've gotten sitting here talking about the work that she does, they could actually say more, you know, because I think the greatest impact that Seipati has done and the Buisano team, Meshach Tabudi Foundation, it is impacting more of the community. And I'm not the community, I'm just an individual in the community.
If you had to sit here and we had to invite you when we have an event, you'd be in tears, because most of the time we host things just to host them, just to see the impact that we'll have, and then you realize later on, but listen, I'm actually changing lives. As much as I wake up and be like, I'm just working at an NPO, and then you wake up tomorrow and people are just so thankful, messages are coming through. I'm sure her WhatsApp and Facebook are always flooded with Seipati, because there's always just a story to tell, and people are they just always want to know, Kanjani, you know, how did you get here? Guys, we're so grateful for this. Thank you for that. So yeah, no, listen, we are really changing lives out here. Even though sometimes we feel like maybe it's not that much, until you go out in the community and you get the feedback, you'll realize that we are doing amazing stuff.
We have young people who would rather sit in the corners and do nothing. I do encourage them to take advantage of what we offer, because I have seen how young people who started with us have transformed their lives with the skills that they've acquired in our centers.
This is Stories Untold. We are still spending some time right here in Davidson today with the Meshach Tabudi Foundation. Now, running an NGO or any community-based project, I'm sure has its own challenges. But as someone who's passionate about uplifting the community, how do you know that you're doing a good job, or the effort that you're making is actually creating or has an impact on people? Seipati is going to take us through that right now.
The Meshach Tabudi Foundation is a legacy foundation left by Seipati's late father, Meshach Tabudi. She learned the business from a young age. She is now taking over as a champion that is working vigorously to restore order in institutions of learning.
They're very much involved in community development, and I think that's where I got to learn what I do today. And I think what I loved about what they did is that, or what they do, is that they involved us. You know, we got to learn by example. We saw the work that they were doing in the communities, you know. So yeah, the love that they have for people is so contagious that I think it drew me into the community development work that I do.
The foundation was established in different ways. One of them was that Seipati's parents used to teach inmates and members of the community upholstery in order for them to learn new skills. Seipati's mother tells us how proud she is of the work that Seipati is doing.
I trust Seipati, number one, because she's a focused girl. When she does something, most of the time she'll be serious, and she'll make sure that that thing that she's doing, it's becoming perfect. I see the impact because we have a lot of students. They come, they get some skills, and then after some of them they get some work, and then I think some of them they started because they said to me, we want to start as we learn this upholstery, so we want to start our own business. So we're busy with them, a lot of them, they don't have money to start, but they like to continue with their job.
Continuing with her Tabudi legacy has been a challenge for Seipati since her father passed on.
It's not easy. It's not. Yeah, and I think what has kept us going is continuing his legacy. That's just it. I always say to myself that is one man that I cannot afford for the world to forget. I don't think anyone can match him. I inspire and I strive to be like him. Like his love for human beings is unmatched. I always wonder, especially when I come across a lot of problems and troubles in the work that I do, and I'm like, how did this man do it? You know? But he was a good inspiration, and on a daily basis, I really, really work hard to be like him.
Seipati is a go-getter. If there's one thing about her, it's either you take out of her or nothing. You know, she gets things done. You know, I've been really inspired by her since I've been here, and I've realized that everything you want to do is actually doable. Looking her do everything that she's done, you look at yourself and you're like, I can do it. Why can't I do it? I can make a change, you know. So I've learned so much from her. I've been inspired by her. You can only follow her footsteps, honestly. She's a great boss to have.
More stakeholders, more sponsors, more funders, government may rally behind this great woman, because I think she has done and she's continuing to do great work for our community. And if we are looking at the National Development Plan, I think she's contributing immensely, you know. And if people can just gather and say, who is this Seipati, where can we find this Seipati, and see what she does. I mean, the furniture business, you know, the skills development, the young people are learning how to build furnitures, and all the work that they are doing. I am sure South Africa will decrease the unemployment rate that we see in our young people.
I wish lots for Seipati and this program, and with these brothers who still taking, and the sisters, only if they can consider and see Seipati, they can get a rescue. Because I got the rescue from Seipati. It was done of me. But because of this angel person, he gave me courage that you're a human, my baby, and with your goals, plans, and with your future plan, you can still do.
My wish for her is that more people get help through these programs which are offered here. Let it grow and be bigger. Let it touch more students who are around and outside of Davidson.
The end goal and future aspirations for the foundation is to grow the business and impact more lives across the country.
When it comes to the foundation and the work that we do, we want to have our footprint in all the 9 provinces in our country. We want to impact lives. You know, when Dad started this organization, he did not have any form of funding or donors. You know, it was all self-funded. And the amount of work and the lives that he was able to impact and change with lack of resources challenges me, especially because now we've got funders and donors, and I'm thinking, if he was able to change so many lives with so much, or with no funding or any resources, then, you know, it's a challenge for me to go out there and really work harder.
Another great story wrapped right here on Stories Untold. A big thank you to everyone that participated today and to you at home for watching. We are hoping that you are taking the inspiration and doing something in your community. From myself, Pule Mulebati, and the team, we say, same time, same place. Goodbye.